touching it. Pero hindi man no? So no, she has integrated ATNR.
Miss, ako nyo naman lahat, makapakta. Like this. Go, go, go. Sige, pakita mo ka. Ikaw man. Come on, heart. Heart, haka ikaw.
So depending on the level of the child, you might have to do demonstration or maybe some verbal instructions are enough. Okay, but with Misha, I find that I have to demonstrate the movement first, okay, if I want her to get into a position. So here I am testing for STNR.
Okay, here. Like this, Misha. Dili ka sa para mo. Amo ni. Papa, okay, go. Abo, heart, ikaw ha. Wow, there. Okay, fix lang kita ha. Wait, amo ni Misha, tukod sa kamot, tagdiri sa knees. Ayan. Wow, the plank ba yan? Hindi yan kaya ni Tita. Grabe. Isang araw nag-exercise ako ng ganyan, hindi ko kaya. Tigto ka. Okay. There. Mish. So, magdal, ginatest ko naman ang isa pa klase ng reflex, no? Yan, para makita rin ang mga reflexes na to ay nagpapakita kung paano nagde-develop yung brain. Relax lang yan siya. Okay. Sige. Yan na lang kita. Okay. Look up. Up. Good. Okay. Look down naman. Good. Lower.
So STNR is already integrated.
Okay. Good. So, okay na. Sipat lang. Okay. Okay, isa pa ha. Subong naman, higda kaliwa. Higda ka. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Si Mr. Potato Head, ma'am. Si Baby this, so. Okay. Amo niyang gagawin mo.
Okay, so here, I think I tested for, ano ba to? Hip abduction. When you are going to do hip abduction, kasi syempre yung sa lab exam naka-indicate doon, di ba, kung anong grade. But in reality, you start with, you do yung grade 3 muna. You check if the patient, the client, is able to do full range first. Okay? And then if the patient is able to do it, then you provide resistance. If not, then you do it in a gravity-assisted position. Hindi ko na masyado maalala kung ano yung pinagawa ni Miss Ems. So parang late ko na-realize na ay dapat pala grade 2 lang. But I hope that this video also shows you how doing manual muscle testing can be a challenge if you're doing it with kids.
Yes. Sa gilid ikaw, kakilit ka. Sabi na sa person na binahatag dito. Okay? Ready? Up! Asa pa. Up. 1, 2, 3, go! Up. Oh no! Hindi ko mapapirdi kita. Higher. Up. Wow! Sige pa, higher. Up. Bigger up. Wow! Thank you. Misha naman. Tignan naman. Ikaw naman.
That's why it's really hard to do yung ganitong manual muscle test with kids. Because getting them to follow the instruction and then yung labanan mo yung puwersang ibibigay ko, parang ang hirap ipagawa nun sa kanila.
Ano kay mama? Up. Nice. Good. One more. Ikaw lang. Up, straight. There. Very good. Okay? O, subong naman, ha? Ikaw lang. Tapos, mahatag sa force si tita. I will push down, pero dapat hindi ka magpa-third kay tita, ha? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Show me how strong you are. Go. Up. Wow! Strong. Good job. Very good. One more. Straight lang natin, ha? Ready? And go. Wow! Very good. Thank you, Miss. Thank you. Yan. Okay na. Smile.
Right. So this is the last one, I think, hip flexors, strength of hip flexors.
Ma'am Dal, ngayon naman ay ang gagawin ko na test is para malaman ko kung kagano kalakas ang kanyang legs, no? So, importante ito para sa paglalakad niya. Okay? So, Mish, amuni na. Okay? Tatawa si tita. Okay? Pwede mo ba ipasakon ang leg mo? Pangay siniyo. Okay? Isa-isa lang ha. Wow! Okay, so ba? Like this, Mish. There. Tapos lang na. O, ikaw lang. Isa pa. Ikaw lang.
So observe. First, I gave her verbal instructions and demonstration. But because she couldn't do it smoothly yet, I had to take her through the movement
Higher.
to make sure that she understood the
instructions. Oo, para Joey. O, last na ha. Mabutang si Tita ng pwersa. Labanan mo ulit. Dapat strong. Show me how strong you are. Ready? Go! Yay! Wow, grabe ganyan. Very strong. Thank you.
I stopped there kasi ayaw na naman niya. Parang she was moving away from me. So I didn't insist. But of course, you have to, if you're doing it, if follow mo talaga yung rules ng manual muscle testing, you have to do it both sides, di ba? To be able to compare. So this is the termination.
Tapos na tayo sa evaluation na siya. So today, ano mga dinumo ko sa iya? Din check on yan ang mga reflexes o mga automatic movements. Din check ko yan kung kagano kalakas ang iya na mga muscles, ang katigahan sa iya ng mga ng iyang braso. No? Base din sa mga findings ko, gagawa ako ng isang treatment plan, tapos yun yung i-implement natin sa next session. Okay? So, I'll see you again next Thursday, same time, para sa susunod na session ni Misha. No? May mga katanungan ka bago tayo mag-end? Okay. Wala na. So again, thank you for your cooperation, Mish. Thank you. Misha. Thank you for playing with Tita today.
There. Okay. Yan. May mga questions ba? Okay. So when you were doing your evaluation during the lab exam, diba, remember, one of the outcomes of this course is for you to know how to work with both the family-centered care. We advocate family-centered care. So not just the child, but with the caregiver. So you have to be able to show that you're interacting both with the child and with the caregiver. Okay, so I hope that in the lab exam next on Monday, it's going to be Monday afternoon. I think it will also help your performance if you can have an actual, if you have a caregiver talaga, a household member to talk to. Although I remember din naman dun sa lab exam nyo last Monday, yung iba was able to do it well even if they're talking to an electric fan or just something pretending to have a caregiver. Or kung gusto nyo, you can also address the faculty as caregiver or parent. Parang kasi importante, kailangan naming makita that you're also interacting with the parent. Okay? Questions? But don't worry, because for the midterm exam, I think there's only 1 point for interacting with the family and the caregiver, because we acknowledge that we may have not emphasized it as much. Pero again, sabi nga nung faculty, kailangan pag lab exam, you don't just perform the techniques, you really think about how you're going to do it if it were with an actual client. Right? Any questions before we end? Questions? Wala na? Okay, so very quickly, can I ask you to turn on your videos? Turn on your videos, please. Para malaman ko lang kung nandyan pa kayo. Okay. There. All right. Just a quick feedback from the class. Give me one key takeaway that you have from this session. One important thing that you learned from this session?
The importance, of facilitation. And hindi lang siya limited to for example, icing lang, but there are other means.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. So there are different techniques depending on the approach that you are using. And yun nga, over time, as a therapist, you will develop a personal preference. Okay? But again, what's important is you're seeing results, okay? Both for your patients, and it is also something that is transferable, generalizable at home. Okay? What else? Another one.
Hello, Miss.
Yes, Val.
Yeah, I think it's best to allow the patient to do the movements themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and you as a PT will guide guide lang po. Para bang 60% ng movement comes from the patient and maybe 20 to 40% lang sa'yo.
Yes.
So
Okay,
they truly learn.
yes, that's very important because that's something that we fail to do as therapists. We tend to handle the child too much. But remember, kaya importante yung slow movement. And then you just, again, facilitate lang. You facilitate. You don't do the entire movement for them. Okay, that's good. Anything else? Can I hear from two or three more? Arj. Grabe no, palagi kitang natatawag, palagi kitang napapansin. Sige nga, Arj, what's your key takeaway? Next, I want
Hello,
to hear
Miss.
from Magdalene. Yes.
For me, Miss, when treating the CP patient, dapat, Miss, aware kagid, Miss, kasi syempre, ano sila, hypotonia ang ilang, ano, Miss. So, dapat tawag na, mag-manipulate, dapat magmabalize kami sa ilang lawa, ang ilang because dapat, slowly lang, Miss. And then, provide playlist during the treatment.
Okay. Can I just confirm that? Did you say hypo or hypertonia?
Hyper, Miss, hyper.
Okay, sige, sige. Oo. Yes, they could be hyper in their extremities, but you may find that they are hypotonic in their core muscles. Yeah. If you decide to do bow bath, further training in bow bath, you learn more about that. One more, Mad. Are you still there, Mads? Madeline?
Guys, ako miss, oo. For me, miss, ang importance, miss, ang proper, ang preparation, like, proper mobilization of the pelvis, tapos dapat in sequence siya, miss, para ma-avoid mo ang, for example, if nauna mo siya tandog, miss, ang sa scapular, so basi ma-elicit man siya, miss, movement sa lower limb. So, ang sequence, good, miss, ang natandaan ko today. That's all, miss. Thank you.
Okay, so important that you follow, you follow the sequence, okay? Especially kasi, yun nga, with kids with CP, yung pelvis kasi talaga parang siya yung ano eh. Although we know the key point of control is your head, your shoulder, your trunk, and your pelvis, but just by mobilizing the pelvis, you'll already be able to see changes in the lower extremities and in the trunk. That's why we usually begin with the pelvis. All right? One more. Let's hear from one of the guys. Sino ba? Pete. Sino? Who's that? Who's that? Okay, Axel, yes.
um I guess Miss ang recurrent theme throughout the whole interventions is that when dealing with kids we have to understand na they do not understand the interventions given to them.
Mhm.
Therefore, if they feel any discomfort or difficulty, they tend to cry or stop participating in the intervention. So as good physical therapists, we have to understand nga we have to have a deeper understanding on children to have an easier time dealing with them. So we should understand nga play is an integral part in the interventions, and para sa akin, Miss, it should be ang priority because uh, children should always feel comfortable with the physical therapy.
Yes. Okay, so if you decide to, if your rotation is in pediatrics or if you decide to be a pediatric physical therapist, the importance of play and then being sensitive, not like what Axel said, being sensitive to the child. Not all of them. Children with CP and Down syndrome may not easily be able to communicate to you what they're feeling. Or also remember that it's new you're teaching them new movement patterns and so they may become fearful of it. They may think that parang this is a new way of moving and they might feel threatened by that. So you have to take things slowly, but you have to always challenge them. Try to upgrade the activity little by little, so that they will really develop skills rather than doing the same thing over and over. Okay? So with that, time is up na tayo. Okay? At meron akong webinar mamaya. Okay, so let us, we're going to end this session. Again, thank you everyone. Your class with Miss Pat will be tomorrow morning. Okay? And then that's going to be the last for this block. Then you're going to have your LEC and lab exam on Monday. Okay, please get in touch with me if you have any questions or clarifications regarding this topic or regarding the course itself. Okay? Sige, so with that, everyone, thank you very much. Enjoy your lunch and then go enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you, goodness.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Miss.
Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss.
Thank you,
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
High-pitched voice again. Ikaw ba yan, Christian?